today we are going to do the baking soda the acid in your stomach lab using baking soda and other antacids. All right, so to start with, it says read the labels of each antacid. Antacids we are using are Alka-Seltzer. You see that? Original. Maximum strength antacid top care, so it's generic Mylanta. Generic Tums antacid calcium. And baking soda. What? Yes. Okay, so you're going to take a piece of notebook paper out so that you can write down the results as I'm talking. So I have 4 cups here, and I'm going to pour 25 milliliters into each cup because that's what it says. Of vinegar. I have Great Value white vinegar. There's 25 milliliters into 1. So the first cup, should label these, is going to be, which one do you want? Okay, fine. We'll do Alka-Seltzers in the first cup. So you can make your table while I'm talking. The second cup is going to be generic Mylanta. It's the liquid. It's the only one that's a liquid. It's the liquid antacid. Okay. The third cup is going to be, good thing this is Tums. All right. Generic Tums. And the final cup is going to be baking soda. All right. Okay. Got my Great Value white vinegar. If you cared which brand it was. All right. Graduated cylinder. Done. All right. So let's read the directions. What does it say to do next? Use the pH paper and its color scale to find the pH of vinegar. Record the pH. All right, so I have my pH paper. Do you think that I need to record every single one, or do you think I could just take the pH of one of them? Are they all the same? I accidentally put everything on my pH paper. Okay, so here we go. We put it in the vinegar. It turned red. What does that mean? Did you see the color of it when it started? Was this cup? I dropped it. It was this color when it started. And now it is this color. So it means something. Well, what do you think it means? What is the pH? Do you think it is 7, 8, 9, 10? Which one do you think it is? Write down. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? I'll give you a second. Okay, write that down. Starting vinegar pH is that number that you just wrote down. All right. Number 4, choose one acid. Okay, antacid. We already did all that. So we said Alka-Seltzer first, right? Isn't that what we said? All right, we have original Alka-Seltzer. Rip it open. It's brand new. Bought it this morning. Okay, it says, let's read in the back. Active ingredients. Anhydrous citric acid. I'm just going to hold that up. Can you see that? Hit pause because you need that for later. Write that down. Okay, did you hit pause and write all that down? Okay, directions. Directions. Oh, it's on the other side. Well, I'm pretty sure it just says take one. In each tablet. Okay, so there's 2 tablets in this thing. It says fully dissolved 2 tablets. Each tablet contains, so what I just showed you have to multiply that times 2. We're just going to use 1 tablet. Okay, because then you don't have to do any multiplication. All right. So, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We have to crush it because your teeth, you might chew this. This says dissolve in water, and we don't want to dissolve it in water because we might ruin our thing. So I'll be right back. All right, so I have this mortar and pestle here. So I'm going to take the Alka-Seltzer tablet. I'm going to pretend that I'm chewing it up because I don't want to chew it up and spit it out because that's gross. So I'm crushing it. Look at me. Okay, crushed it. See it? See all that fine powder? So I'm going to put it in here. All right. It says mix the vinegar and acid thoroughly with a stirring rod. Wait 1 minute. Test and record the pH. All right. So I'm going to dump this in here, and then I'm going to let you watch it, and then we're going to wait a minute to test the pH. See it? Okay, because you have to write down observations. Can you see that? It is bubbling. It is bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. And if you're to touch it, this is room temperature vinegar. And I know you can't touch it, so this feels room temperature. Observations, cup feels cold. So use your chemistry background. What does that mean? Cup feels cold, okay? Bubbly. All right, well, that's resting for a minute. We are going to add, so that's Alka-Seltzer in number 1. I think I said Mylanta generic in number 2. If I didn't, change it. Okay, these are the ingredients. Hit pause, write them down. Directions, shake well before using. Take 10 to 20 milliliters 2 times a day. Shake. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. All right. I have to open it. It's brand new. I don't have any fingernails, so I'm struggling. I don't know. My fingernails always rip. Okay. What did I say? 10 to 20? Let's do 50. It's his lowest recommended dose, so we're going to do 10. All right. And I shook it first. Shook. Okay, it's been 1 minute. We're going to test the pH before I add that. All right. Remember what it was to start with? It was red. What number was red? Ooh, what number do you think this is? Sorry, I'm struggling. There you go. What number do you think that is? Write that down. Okay. I didn't paint my nails. All right. So that was the Alka-Seltzer. Before it was red, after it was orange. So before was which number, pH, after was which number. Okay. So now we're going to add the generic Mylanta. It's called Maximum Strength Antacid Advanced, which is generic Mylanta. That's fine. Okay, we're adding it to the vinegar. We're adding it. Ooh, it looks really disgusting. No bubbles, but I'm going to stir it with a different stirring rod. We don't want to cross-contaminate. Okay, wait a minute. Let that set while we use a different, let's see, here's the mortar and pestle here. We're going to use a different one to use the Tums. Okay, so remember, number 3 is generic Tums, top care. They're both top care. Did you notice that? They're both top care. All right, generic Tums. This one's extra strength, calcium carbonate, 750 milligrams. Right, here's the drug facts on the back. Hit pause. Directions, chew 2 to 4 tablets. So we're using the lowest dose. We're going to do 2. Well, we're not going to chew them. These are my favorite. When I was pregnant, I went through a whole bottle of these. The only time I ever had heartburn, so I was pregnant. And the berry kind tastes the best. Okay, so I used a blank mortar and pestle, brand new. I'm going to pretend that I'm chewing it. Oh, these are a lot harder to break than the Alka-Seltzer ones. They dissolve so easy, but if you think about it, you're supposed to. Okay, did I get to crush them as good as I did the Alka-Seltzer? I don't know what the results are because of the fact that I didn't crush them as good. There we go. Okay, crushed. That smells super yummy. Okay, it's been a minute. Let's test the pH of the generic Mylanta. Generic Mylanta is where I'm at right now. Testing the pH. See, watch. All right. It was red when we started. And now it is. What color do you think that is? Can you see it? It's like orangish red. Okay. Can you see that? I suppose I'd go with that one. Okay. All right. So let's add that was Mylanta. Started with red, which is a pH. And then it's a dark orange. Okay, now I'm going to add this, the generic Tums. Are you ready? All right. Oh, it all didn't go in. Grab a new stirring rod and scrape it because it didn't all go in. You see it? All right. Okay, I added 2 of those because you added the least amount. Stir. See, it looks disgusting. It's not really dissolving very easily, so I just gotta stir it a bunch. La la la. So, oh my goodness. You see that? What are your reactions? The cup feels cold. I forgot to feel the cup on my Mylanta. It doesn't feel anything. Okay, so if you want to use some chemistry to determine why the cup goes cold, there's lots of bubbles. Remember other observations, bubbles? See all those bubbles? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Okay, kind of looks like throw up. All right, wait a minute. And the last one is baking soda. Did you know that baking soda was an antacid? Here's the ingredients. You can also Google ingredients of baking soda. It has 6% of your daily, can you see that, of sodium. Serving size is 1/8 of a teaspoon. And here's the drug facts. 100% sodium bicarbonate. Which makes sense, because in chemistry, that's literally what they label it as, sodium bicarbonate. Okay, it says 1/8 of a teaspoon. It also says in the directions, do not mix it with water. Just add it to the thing, which is why I didn't mix the Alka-Seltzer with water. 1/8 of a teaspoon. All right, has it been a minute? I believe so. I want to drop that. Okay, check the pH of the generic Tums. Ew. Look at that. That's so disgusting. You want to see it? Ew. Liquid on the bottom and foam on the top. Foam. Okay, there's like chunks on the pH thing. Can you see that? I don't want to drip on my computer. That's disgusting. All right. This is definitely orange. The other one was like a reddish orange. The Mylanta, generic Mylanta. Okay, there you go. Can you see that? What pH does that have? All right. That was the generic Tums and final result. Beginning red and dark orange. All right. Last one is the baking soda. Here we go. Are you ready? This is going to explode over my computer, so I'm going to do it back here. My kids play with baking soda and vinegar all the time. You hear that? Stirring. Oh my goodness, massive bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? Cold cup, cold cup. We'll wait 1 minute. And then we will do this. If you did this at home because you had all the supplies, you probably made a mess. If you didn't have the supplies, then you didn't make a mess. All right, so I'm going to pick some of this stuff up. So you should have all the ingredients because that's one of the questions at the analysis questions at the end. It says compare all the ingredients to each other, compare your results. What do you figure out? All right. Okay, that one is what number? It doesn't look like it as much, but I'd say it's in between 3 and 4. I'd lean more toward 4 for the baking soda. All right, so that is it. Hopefully you can answer all your questions, do your graph and whatnot. Have fun.